Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is dedicated to a lot of things having to do with makeup and skincare, but one series I do is a series called Makeup and Mental Health. This is episode 3 of that series, and here we're going to cover what is bipolar disorder. So remember, if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you can be alerted anytime I upload a new video. So if this is your first time, welcome. My name's Juliana. I'm 38 years old. I live in Goma in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. I have been a mental health advocate and speaker for 2 decades now. Yeah, I guess 2 decades. And myself have struggled with mental health issues since I was about 10 years old. So have a long history and a lot of experience to draw from when it comes to this topic. But I'm passionate about mental health, love makeup because it's fun, and decided to combine those two things into this series. If this is not your first time and you're coming back, thank you so much. It's great to have you. And I'm so excited that you're coming back to hear more about the series or about me, whatever drew you to come back to watch this video. So, okay, let's get started. I'm going to start with Rituel de Fille Creature of Light Full Face Serum Illuminator. I'm going to go in with Angelic Creature. Still not totally clear on how much I should be using this, but you see it's kind of like a serum, kind of like a light moisturizer. So I'm just going to apply this all over to give myself a bit of the glow. And of course, I've done all my skincare. Most important step, as it is the day, is I did apply my sunscreen and then waited 15 minutes, more than 15 minutes, but you should wait at least 15 minutes between sunscreen application and makeup application, because otherwise the makeup you apply can disrupt and interfere with the sunscreen. So if you're going to the trouble of applying sunscreen, you want to make sure that you're not ruining all that effort and wasting that money by applying your makeup too soon. So bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is actually, there are actually three types of bipolar disorder. So there's bipolar I disorder, bipolar II disorder, and cyclothymic disorder. Bipolar I disorder is characterized by severe manic episodes, usually lasting 7 days or more, and lasting for most of the day during those 7 days, and severe depressive episodes. Clinical depression, more than just being sad, but being clinically depressed. And then bipolar II disorder is different from bipolar I in that the manic episodes are not severe manic episodes or hypermanic episodes. They're what are called hypomanic episodes. So they're less severe forms of manic episodes. And the depression can be the same. It's severe depressive episodes. Cyclothymic disorder is where you have symptoms of mania and depression, but not enough to have an episode. So you have symptoms of mania or symptoms of depression, but they're not long enough or severe enough or developed enough to actually be a manic episode or depressive episode. This is 20 and this is 23. So you can see this is a little darker. I'm pretty light. I'm gonna go in. This is my first time using this. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm going to use my Sephora 64 brush. This is Pro Foundation brush that I got at Sephora, obviously. So, okay, I'm not really sure how you apply this. I'm just gonna go like this. I mean, I've seen enough people apply foundation through YouTube videos, but I don't know if that's really how I should be doing it. We're gonna do the House Labs concealer in 21 Light Rosy. And use my beauty blender. So I kind of described what bipolar disorder is. Bipolar disorder also used to be known as manic depression. So Bipolar I has severe manic episodes. Whether the manic episodes are severe and hypermanic or less severe and hypomanic, a lot of times they look the same. Mania, a lot of times what we say is mania feels great. It's when you come off the high that is the manic episode that things kind of go to shit because you have to deal with the fallout from everything you did while you were manic. Because when one is manic, one is not thinking clearly, so one behaves impulsively, one does things one might not normally do, and this can be in all realms of areas. So one thing is, so like I said, people feel good during a manic episode. Like it's basically the opposite of depression. That's why it's called bipolar, is because it's the two poles. It's depression and mania feels good. During a manic episode, people are in good spirits. They feel good, they're happy, like nothing will get them down, and they'll do things that they don't normally do. So this can happen in all sorts of ways. People can engage in risky sexual behavior that they wouldn't otherwise. They can gamble. They can steal things. They can go shopping, spend a lot of money that they wouldn't otherwise. They can be really focused on like an art project that has to be finished, and they'll stay up for 3 days straight working on this art masterpiece that, needs to be completed, that they have this vision for, and that's all they can focus on for 3 days straight. A lot of times they'll talk faster than they normally do. They may have an inflated sense of their own abilities. So whether that be them thinking they can walk for 30 miles straight, or that they can climb Mount Everest, that can happen in a variety of ways. But they're when you're manic, your sense of reality is infringed on. It's not that reality check is not happening. It's not working correctly. And so, but again, it feels good. So someone telling you that you're sick, that that you should be careful, that, any of those things kind of doesn't really penetrate, because like my last manic episode, it was 2 or 3 days into the episode until I realized, before I realized that I was manic. And I mean, I was diagnosed with bipolar II disorder when I was 18. So, but that was 20 years ago. I'm 38. That was 20 years ago. I'm a mental health educator, an advocate, a speaker. I know the signs and symptoms of a manic episode, but I mean, I was just not that's not what I was paying attention to. I wasn't paying attention to my behavior. I wasn't looking at a list and seeing, oh, am I ill? I was feeling great. And that's the thing. It's a great feeling. And sometimes people enjoy their manic episodes. Most people enjoy their manic episodes, because you feel unstoppable, you feel happy. And especially if you have bipolar disorder, you felt the opposite. You felt depressed. It feels so good, especially in comparison. And if you have bipolar disorder, you have that comparison to make. You felt those profound depths of despair. And so, mania is sometimes welcomed, honestly. But like I said, then it's at the end of the manic episode when you have to deal with the fallout from everything you did while you were manic. And that can be its own nightmare and really not welcome by anyone. Okay, so next we're going to do, so I always do my eyes. So it is actually Halloween. No, it's not. Yesterday was Halloween. I'm sorry. It's November 1st. I am wearing this super cute headband. I think I'm still not able to, I'm wearing this super cute headband. I think I'm still not able to link to outside links in my description box. So I will not be able to link to the Etsy shop that this is from, but I will put their link on the bottom of the screen and show you their Etsy shop. I have like 20 headbands from her. She's awesome. Her headbands are awesome. I love Etsy. I love this Etsy shop. Definitely go and get them. They have themed ones. They have holiday ones. They have just naturally awesome ones. Anyways, I didn't wear it yesterday and I just love it. But it's like, it's cute. It's not, I mean, there are ghosts on it, but it can be worn other days, which is what I like. So I decided to wear it even though it's November 1st. It's not Halloween. So, but I think I want something with my eye to go with this. So I think we're going to do pink. I don't know. Let's be adventurous. I'm gonna take a look at my palettes. I'm gonna see what I come up with. Be right back. Okay, so I had a look at my palettes. We're kind of gonna do a combination, mix a few. So we're going to start with this beautiful Ensley Rain palette. I mean, is that cover not gorgeous? Wait till you see the palette. Look at that. It is stunning. And we're going to start with Nodal Shift along my crease. I realized I was almost gonna do my eyeshadow and I forgot my primer. So this is the primer I've been using consistently now for the past several weeks, and I love it. The Sigma eyeshadow base primer. I have it in the color Persuade, which is perfect and blends in perfectly for my eye. I'm not an expert at makeup, let alone eye makeup, because that is real art. Oh, it's all an art, what am I saying? But there are several YouTubers I follow who really know what they're doing. And so if you're into eye makeup, I'm going to list them below, spot them up here to show you screen grabs of their channels. I highly encourage you to check them out. They are amazing. They are super talented. They are a joy to watch. Check them out. Okay, so we're going to take this crease brush, which I properly identified. I'm not going to tell you every time I use a brush because it might not be the right one. And I guess we'll just see from the results if it was or if it wasn't, but I somehow managed to use it correctly or incorrectly, I guess, and still get okay effects, or if the effects are horrible. It'll be an adventure. We'll see how it goes. Next, we're going to use this beautiful Ensley Rain palette. It has that bottom row of pinks, which I'm loving. So we're gonna use Ranunculus, this one. So I'm going to put it in the corner. Okay, like that. We have from Odin's Eye. I'm gonna have to look up the colors because these are individual ones that I put together. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put this shade in the middle. Look how pretty that is. It's very pretty. I'm loving that. So just doing that with my finger. Okay, and then from ColourPop by the Rosé, we're going to put this, that one, on the inner corner. Okay, and then to add a bit of sparkle, use this ColourPop Miss Bliss. It has that white sparkle in the middle. It's really, I think it qualifies as a pressed glitter, which I know some people don't like. I'm just going so can you see that? I am liking that a lot. Try with the Odin's Eye one to put some along my lash line. Okay, I'm pleased with that. Now for mascara, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty one, which is not my standard, but we'll see how we like it. I like that. I like this mascara. Next, let's go in for our blush. We're gonna go in with Juvia's Place. These are the Blushlighter, and this is in Rosy Posey Glow. On my hand, you can see it's a dewy, highlighter-y kind of blush. I'm going to go in with the Dior, and I'm going to go in with the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer highlighter in Rosy. Just put a dot on each side. I know it looks dark. I mean, it's kind of like a blush highlighter. So add some dimension to your blush. I have this old, super old Too Faced highlighter, which is like one of my favorites. It doesn't even have the name on it. I don't. Okay, for lips, I'm going to try this MAC Frost Lipstick Bombshell, but I may end up taking it off. It's my first time using it since I purchased it. I actually like that. So I'll wrap up by talking about the other part of manic depression, which is the depression. And I feel like people are more familiar with that because depression is just commonly used in the vernacular and we encounter it more frequently. People are a little more open about depression than some of the other aspects of bipolar disorder. Depression is characterized by profound sadness, feelings of despair, feelings like your loved ones would be better off without you here. You know, the behavior that coincides with it, there's a lot of things. You could have insomnia, you could be not sleeping, you could be sleeping all the time. I sometimes sleep like 18 hours a day, 19, 20 hours a day when I'm depressed. You have a loss of appetite oftentimes. Sometimes you could be overeating, but a lot of times it's a loss of appetite. You lose interest in the things you normally are interested in, you're normally excited about, passionate about, you're no longer into those things. You stop taking care of yourself, so maybe you regularly exercise, you stop doing that, you stop showering, you stop washing your face, you stop doing the normal self-care things that one does. So for you, that might involve meditation, yoga, working out. Bathing regularly is hopefully part of everyone's routine, but you stop doing things like that. You do. Taking a shower is a huge accomplishment and feels like a huge accomplishment, or should feel like a huge accomplishment when you're depressed, because it's difficult to get out of bed, motivate yourself to do something that standard that normally you do every day, maybe twice a day, without thinking. You stop washing your hair. You know, all these things that are really signs of self-love because you take care of yourself in this way. You stop engaging in those things. A lot of times you stop talking to your friends and family. Maybe you're not reaching out to them as much or anymore. A lot of times people insulate. They just stay in their house, stay in their bed, stay in their room. And it's a very notable, marked change in behavior, in attitude, in thinking. And those behavioral changes are really important to note because sometimes people don't share the change in thoughts and the ongoing thoughts that they're having of maybe of ending their life, that their life is not worth living, things like that. You know, people don't necessarily go around exclaiming that they're thinking those things, but these changes in behavior, you know, someone who normally wants to go to the movies all the time now has no longer any interest in watching a film, normally reads all the time now has no interest in a single book. These are all signs. You know, listen to your own instincts and to yourself. You know, if it's a friend, if it's a family member, you know this person, you will be clued in to signs that they are depressed. that they need help. You will be clued into these things. Whether you realize it or not, unconsciously, you'll note these changes. Because people, you know, if they're that depressed, they're no longer trying to get by. You know, I was sometimes very depressed, but focused heavily on acting normally. That's when I wasn't at my worst. When I was at my worst, not only did I not have the energy or ability to pretend anymore, I didn't care. I didn't care. Didn't care about anything. You know, when I was in school, didn't care about grades anymore. When I was working, didn't care about doing well at work anymore. You know, all these things that I normally cared about and normally really prioritized fell by the wayside. And so it was notable to the people around me and to my family and friends. So these are some of the signs and symptoms of mania, of depression. I'll put up now kind of some famous people historically and in the current day who are known to have bipolar disorder. I think it's always great to know famous people, not because they're famous, but they're famous for what they've done. So I mean people who are famous for having done something. And so it shows that, you know, people have had mental illnesses throughout history. Before we had names for these things, people had these things, people had these disorders, but they're still able to accomplish a lot. They're still able to do what they want to do, to pursue their dreams. Having a mental illness does not mean that you are going to be impaired from doing that for the rest of your life. There will be tough times. There will be tougher times than what some other people in your life that you know experience maybe, or some more difficult things. But that does not mean, you know, and your path may not be the straight one that you envision, that you wish you could follow. Mine certainly wasn't. It may have all these turns and going backwards and upside down and just in all sorts of directions, but you can still end up where you want to end up. You can still pursue your dreams. You can still accomplish what you want to accomplish. It just might be a little harder along the way. You might have a few more challenges, a few more obstacles that you have to get through to get to that goal. But it will make you achieving that goal that much, it will make that experience that much sweeter, that much fill you with that much more of a sense of accomplishment. And it is possible. There's no doubt in my mind that you can do whatever you want to do, no matter whether you have a diagnosis of mental illness or not. So I hope this was educational, helped you learn a little more about bipolar disorder, bipolar I, bipolar II, cyclothymic disorder. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below. Again, I don't think I still cannot link to outside sources. So there are so many good sources online: National Alliance on Mental Illness, National Institute of Mental Health, the World Health Organization. I'll pop up their websites here. Go check them out. They have great resources on mental illness, mental health. There are so many different sites. I'm gonna be popping them up all over my face right now. And then what I will include in the description, because I can link to videos on YouTube, is I will link to some informational and educational videos, maybe some testimonials. I'll link to some informational and educational videos about bipolar disorder from some of these sources I just listed and others, but videos that I think are very helpful, very useful, if you want to learn more about this illness. So if you have any questions, I didn't say this at the beginning, but please leave comments. I love reading your comments. If you have questions, comments, want to share your own experience, have feedback, whatever it is, leave it in the comments. Can't wait to read your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions to this video. And thank you again for joining me. I hope this was informational, educational, that you learned something, and I hope you'll tune into the next episode of Makeup and Mental Health. Again, as a reminder, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you can be alerted the next time I post a video, which will be much more frequently than it has been for the last 2 months. I've been traveling. You want to learn more about what's been going on in the last 2 months, check out my recently posted or soon to be posted skincare routine video where I talk about my travels through the US in September and what's going on elsewhere in my life. So thanks so much, and loves and hugs from Goma. Bye.